right here, Tim May podcast.
Yeah, thanks, Jerry. Ryan, I mean, Cal got off to that fast start, but then, of course, Marvin Harrison Jr. set Ohio State history tonight with two 1,000-yard seasons. Just can you speak on that start you saw, and was it you intended to get Marvin very much involved from the get-go?
Yeah, I mean, that's always the case, and it was great to have everybody back. It was great to have Cade back. It was great to see Trey running. It was good to have Mech and Julian out there. Certainly Marvin made some big time plays early on in the game and really got us going. I thought the reverse was really well executed by the guys up front. You talk about a couple of those blocks that were made. G. Scott came around and set that edge, and then Marvin did the rest. But Josh Fryer was hustling down the field. I thought the O-line, the first group really did a nice job, and Trey ran hard. Kyle made some good decisions. But like you said, Marv, is a special player, and we're always going to try and find ways to get him the ball. Not that it's always easy. There was a lot of double coverage out there tonight, and still found a way to make plays.
Over to the left, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch, and then to Cameron Teague.
Marvin, the defense got better as the night went on. It was playing without three key players.
Yeah.
First of all, how is Tommy? Is that a long-term thing, and what did you see from the defense?
Tommy will be week to week. It's not long-term, but it will be week to week. We feel like we're going to get him back here soon. Lathan's more long-term. But same thing with Proc. We think we'll get him back here real soon. But it was great to see some guys step up. Guys that you never know how this thing's going to shake out, and you have to have guys, play. And even at the end of the game, able to get some guys some reps. Those are precious reps because you just never know when guys are going to have to be put in those situations. I think back down the stretch run last year, at running back, at tight end, there was a lot of times, where we needed guys to step up, and so watch the film and figure out who did that today.
Over to the right here, Clay Hall, WSYX, and then Dylan Davis.
I think it was a career night for Kyle, wasn't it? 335 yards passing. Could Marv ever throw the football, Coach?
Can he throw? Yeah. No, we're going to leave him to just catching, I think, yeah. He can throw it all right, but not good enough to – no, I don't think so.
Not in a game situation?
I'd have to look at it and see if he can do it. He does a good job of catching.
Over to the left, Cameron Teague, Robinson, The Athletic.
Ryan, you mentioned the double teams Marv got. And it's been all year, bracketing, double team, triple team. As a play caller, how much do you have to think on a week-to-week basis? How creative can I get in getting him the ball in space?
Yeah, we want to get everybody involved. You saw Cade have 7 targets, and sometimes you design a play where you think it's going to go somewhere and it goes somewhere else. I think Julian Fleming's playing really good football right now too, and the ball hasn't quite gone his way a couple times, but it's going to. And the same with Mech. Every week he's getting stronger, and we know what he can do. And then you got Trey and the running backs and Chip, and I thought Xavier ran hard today too and had a couple plays down the field, which was great. But you try to do everything you can to put the guys in position to make plays, but ultimately they have to do it. And there were times tonight where he was double covered and he still got open. I think the one coming out of the half, pretty sure that was double coverage. He ran right through it, and I'll have to watch the film, but I thought Mecca ran a nice route too. I think he was probably open as well. But just every time that happens, other guys are going to be in one-on-one situations, and they have to be willing to capitalize, and Kyle's got to find those guys. But I thought that happened tonight. Good to see us get off to a hot start there, and we're playing complementary football like that. That's our that's what we can be, and this is where we want to be playing our best.
Over to the right, Dylan Davis, Delaware Gazette, and then Austin Ward.
I asked you on Tuesday what you can learn from games like this, or maybe kind of mismatches compared to bigger matchups. Yeah. I guess what is your biggest takeaway from this game, or the thing that really stood out to you about your team?
I just feel like we're getting all of our pieces back, and I think you're starting to see our identity start to forge a little bit what we're doing on offense. And every year, sometimes it takes a little bit longer to figure that out. And I think you're seeing us play with more and more confidence. I think, that was, sorry to cut you off, Jerry. I think you guys were asking me this week about the game against Rutgers, and although it was a little clunky at times, I said that a lot of guys graded out well, and I felt like watching the film that was encouraging and it was coming. And so it kind of felt like something like this was right around the corner. We were knocking on the door. So, counting on this to continue to, push us forward with the momentum to, finish this season the way we should.
Dan Hope, 11 Warriors, and then Pat Murphy.
Ryan, when you have a player like Marvin who's gaining Heisman attention, do you think about trying to create more opportunities for him to bolster his stock there?
No, you can't do that. You can't start to do that. And I know that that's going to be part of the conversation, but that award is for the most outstanding player, not the player with the most stats. And he certainly made a major impact on this game. Had 3 touchdowns, 2 passing, 1 rushing, but really only played half of football. So no, we try not to focus on that. We just try to figure out what gives us the best opportunity to move the ball down the field, and because we have great weapons across the board, and that's what's great about having all of our guys back, at full capacity, and then the O-line really starting to make strides.
Over to the right, Austin Ward, the podcast.
Ryan, maybe I'm mistaken, but you seemed content to run things out there in the second half and just get this over with. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but if this game had been in September and not the middle of November, do you think you would have managed it the same way in the second half?
Probably not. Yeah, no, I think you're onto it. I mean, we know what's ahead of us. Trey didn't play in the second half. Cade didn't play in the second half. Mecca and Marv only played a drive, and then we started to get other guys in there. This has been quite a run for us, so it was good to get those guys out of the game a little bit and cut their numbers down, because we know where we need to be here. So
we're going to take just a couple more for Coach, so then we can get Marvin on. Over to the right, or to the left, Pat Murphy, 24/7 Sports.
Right, you mentioned getting some of the guys in the second half. Yeah. What can they take from that, even though it's not a competitive game at that point?
Yeah.
What value is it?
No, but it is competitive to them. That doesn't matter. This is an opportunity. They practice. They've earned an opportunity to get on the field, and now they got to grab onto those reps. And some guys did flash. And that's where you see a guy on the field, and other guys, it's like sometimes we say they spit the bit. They don't quite handle it the right way, and they have to learn from that. So they're all gradable snaps on film, and it doesn't matter what the score is. That should have nothing to do with it. For example, just a young guy that just flashed to me was Calvin Simpson-Hunt on that screenplay. I mean, just what a great play for him to show up there. It's like, okay. So now the coaches see that, they say, wait a minute now, maybe we should be looking at this guy, and that's kind of how Carnell kind of came on, and you see Brandon made the play in the Purdue game. That's part of it. So great opportunity, and we'll look at those snaps and see where we're at.
Spencer Holbrook, Letterman Row, and then Laurie Schmidt.
Ryan, it seemed like Kyle's over here.
Sorry.
Very good. It seemed like Kyle's ball placement was among his best of the year, with the first touchdown to Marvin and then the touchdown to Cade on the back shoulder. Did you see that from him? And is that somewhere that you think he's starting to take the strides that you want to see from him?
I thought his feet moved better in the game. Just watching the rhythm of the game, the feet. He started off pretty good in the Rutgers game, and then he started off a little better in this game. He's starting to the game's slowing down for him. You can just see that happening. Not that it's all perfect all the time. It's not. But when his feet are right and he's found the rhythm of the game, that's when he's playing at his best. And I threw some really nice balls tonight.
Over to the left, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Ryan, what does Cade do for you guys when you get him back? And there were a lot of times where Kyle got him and the sticks moved. It seemed like things are efficient when it goes his way. I think 4 of the 7 catches went for first downs tonight. What does he do in terms of just keeping things moving?
Yeah, for one half of football, 7 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown. It's a good night. He is strong inside in the run game, makes a huge difference. I thought G and Pat did a nice job when they were in there as well, but Cade is strong in there, and then he's become a weapon in the passing game, and he's in a situation where he's in a one-on-one a decent amount, and he's a big target, and he's making contested catches, and I think Kyle feels comfortable throwing to that big target, even when he is covered, like he was in the 2-minute drill. He's a big guy that you can throw him open like that, and he's going to make that catch, and that was a really nice play. So another guy who's, when we're working at full capacity, he's a big part of it.
And last question for Coach Day, Laurie Schmidt, Columbus Dispatch.
Ryan, when your guys show what you've called competitive stamina in a game like this, what does it tell you about what you'll see from them in a big game, and how much was tonight a test of your team's focus?
Coming off of last week, we really focused on, all right, now we're in November. We got to be playing our best in November. You play for championships here in November and December. This is where it all counts. And We wanted to take a step this week, and it was just when things get bigger, the focus gets more narrow, and it was just about playing as hard as we possibly can, and executing at a high level. And we did cut back a little bit on practice this week, and I thought the guys played fast. So we'll look at it, evaluate it, and figure out what's best this week.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.